My favourite thing about being in the She Club is singing and the people I sing with.
I joined the Nasheed Club because I really like singing, and I just wanted to share my passion with everyone and just sing with everyone else.
I first started listening to Harris J because he's like our age and he loves to sing and he started early.
My favourite Nasheed artist is Maher Zain because he has an angelic voice.
Maher Zain because his tunes are just so heart-touching, they're so nice, so you can just get the flow.
My favourite Nasheed artist is Ilyas Mah because all his songs are positive and just brings all the positive things back onto me.
My favourite Nasheed artist is Maher Zain because he has such a really nice voice, and his tunes are easy to follow when you want to sing kids songs, so it's really entertaining when you hear his voice.
My favourite Nasheed artist would probably be Khalid Siddiq because I just really enjoy listening to his music and it just makes me feel happy and we can connect with it.
Our Nasheed group is called Eden Girls Nasheed Choir. Nasheed Club was set up 1 year ago because there were lots of different people who wanted to share their voices with others.
Our choir decided to choose You Are My Life by Harris J, and we chose this because it was quite spiritual and we thought that it fits in with the values of our school.
Shines above. You're the reason I never give up. You're the one I try for. Live my life for. Give up all I have. You're the melody, you're the key. All the inspiration I need. And when times get tough, I know you'll stand by me. You are the love I need, the one who is guiding me. And you know my destiny. For you are the light, and you are my life. Oh, 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 oh,
oh, Lord, your words light up my heart. This connection I felt from the start. Never lose sight of my dreams. Without you, where would I be? And although I feel like I'm a million miles away from home, I could lose all that I have. When I feel the pain, I know that I can count on you.
You are the love I need, the one who is guiding me. And you know my destiny, for you are the light, and you are my life. Oh, 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 oh.
When I reach the final chapter, I know it's only you that matters. So I give it my all, 'cause I stand alone a day. You are the love I need, the one who is guiding me. And you know my destiny, for you are the light.
And you are my life. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. And you are my life. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. And you are my life.
Now you have 6 highlighted corners. We're going to connect them all to complete the pattern. Once you've painted the first layer of colour, let it dry, and then you can go back and add and touch up any gaps, and also add in the shadows. But do wait for the first layer to dry. Once it's dry, we can start adding another layer of paint. Before we add that layer of paint, we can also erase some of the prominent pencil lines. Do make sure it's dry though. The second layer of paints are going to be darker, and some are going to be quite intense and some are going to be quite light in their intensity. So I'm going to begin with quite a watered down dark colour and paint it on underneath the weave. I'm then going to add some water so it fades away from the weave. This technique can look quite messy, but it all comes together at the end. Add water when you want to lighten the colour. So a little bit of paint goes a long way. Okay, once we've got this initial layer of shadow, we're going to start making it a bit more intense. Make sure you blend it away from the weave. And I'm using quite a big brush. It's a number 3 brush, and therefore it's a little bit bigger than the number 1. If you add too much water, you can just dab it away with a bit of tissue. That lifts off the paint and the water. At this stage, it doesn't look up to much. So we're going to make sure we add an intense colour to really get those shadows and weave becoming 3D. I'm adding shades of the other blues as well, just to give it a bit more interest and a bit more texture. And the parts that look very white, I'm just going to add some more water there as well. And this is just the water from the pot that we're using, so it already has a little bit of colour in there. Okay, now for some intense colour. You might want to switch to a smaller brush. So I'm going to go back to the 0 brush, and this time using very dark colour, black. You can see how it bleeds into the paint that's already there, but it doesn't bleed into the weave, so you end up looking as though there's a shadow underneath the weave. If it's not bleeding into the shadowy colours, just add a little bit of water to help that along. You can be quite carefree with this technique and not worry too much. Let the paint do the work, and you just move it around until you get the effect you're after. Again, with layered paint, wait for each layer to dry before trying to work on it too much. So I'm going to leave this stage to dry and then go back to it and add in the shadows a little bit more firmly, precisely and intensely to finish off the entire look. Once you've added the intense colour, you can let it dry and you're done. The pattern is complete.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والسماء ذات البروج واليوم الموعود وشاهد ومشهود. قتل أصحاب الأخدود النار ذات الوقود إذ هم عليها قعود وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود. وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد. إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير. إن بطش ربك لشديد إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود ذو العرش المجيد فعال لما يريد. هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ.
Everything has a foundation, just like this building. Under the ground, you can see its foundation, holding it up, keeping it strong. Or this tree. A tree's foundations are its roots. They keep it secure in the ground and help it to grow. And that's what a foundation does. It's the base of something, keeping it firm and secure, making it strong. Islam's foundations are 5 pillars. The first of these 5 pillars, and the most important of them, is belief. Belief in one God. That's it, one. The God of the universe and all of mankind. A God that has no partners. The name of God in Arabic is Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. After believing in one God, you then believe in the prophets of God. From the very first man on earth, the very first prophet, Adam, through the many prophets that have come between, from Noah to Moses to Jesus, right down to the final prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon them all. This has been the first foundation, to believe in and to testify that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his final prophet and messenger. And so, once you have this core belief, everything else falls into place. Get it? Good. The second pillar is salah, or prayer, to pray to God. After all, if you've believed in God, it's only natural that you should worship him. And you should only worship him in the way he has prescribed. This is why a Muslim stands 5 times a day for prayer, to remember God throughout the day. The soul needs to be fed, just as the body does, and when we often find ourselves searching for contentment in material things, nothing is more nourishing, more satisfying, or makes one more content than prayer. And here's the third pillar of Islam, zakah. Zakah can be described as charity, but it's a specific kind of charity. Its purpose is to purify one's wealth. Here's how it works. This fridge is your bank account, and after using the money you needed, you take what you've saved, be it £1,000 or just £100, and after 1 year of having this amount saved, you take only 2.5% of it and give it in charity. So, 2.5% of £1,000 would be only £25, or 2.5% of £100 would be a mere £2.50. Give it to a cause you prefer, such as the poor and needy, disaster victims, or even a local charity such as helping the homeless. There is always the voluntary charity, giving to good causes whatever you can whenever you can, but zakah becomes an obligation. Once you've covered your costs and have savings, that is. Just 2.5% of your savings, once a year. That's not much at all. But if everyone in the world did this, there would be no more poverty. Fasting. Pillar number 4. Fasting is not merely about eating early in the morning, starving all day, and then eating when the sun goes down. Here's a better explanation. Blessed is the holy month of Ramadan, the month of mercy in which we fast and seek forgiveness from God, in which one refrains from food and drink, to make one more conscious of God. It's really not difficult, refraining from food and drink. It's good for your body too. Muslims do it all year round, not just in Ramadan. Try it sometime. from the many benefits of fasting are that it develops self-control, helps fight selfishness and greed, helps overcome laziness, and it helps one consider the poor and needy. All these things bring us closer to God. No images or video footage could do this fifth foundation justice. The fifth pillar is Hajj, or pilgrimage. There is nothing like it. The Kaaba in Mecca was built by Prophet Abraham. Muslims do not pray to it, they pray to Allah alone. Instead, the Kaaba is the focal point for mankind to face the same direction 5 times a day in prayer. One of the goals in the life of Muslims is to visit the Kaaba and perform Hajj at least once in their life, if they are capable. And those are the 5 pillars that make the foundation of Islam. Belief, believing in God and His prophets. Prayer, to worship the Creator. Charity, to purify one's wealth and help the needy. Fasting, to cleanse the body and gain nearness to God. And Hajj, to make pilgrimage to Mecca. This has just been a brief description of the 5 foundations. There is a great deal more to learn. Islam is an ocean of knowledge, and it's also an open book for everyone. If you have any questions, you should ask someone or seek out the answers. You can, of course, always go direct to the source, the Quran. You should read it sometime.